Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is Confused the Focus Talks with Lekeisha, and I'm your host, Lekeisha Mosley. And I'm so excited for this amazing conversation that we're going to have. This is going to be a different conversation. We're going to have an amazing conversation when it comes to questions that are being presented, from our amazing viewers. And I'm so excited about this. So the topic of today's episode is self-compassion during confusion. Self-compassion during confusion. It does happen, and a lot of times we will ignore this, but I want us to be able to heal from it. So we're going to answer these amazing questions. We're definitely going to have engaging conversation. And family, you already know, make sure you meet me on my website, LekeishaMosleyShow.com, LekeishaMosley.com, excuse me. And definitely you can begin to ask your questions, and definitely looking forward to your remarks, and definitely being able to move forward, family. So with all that being said, let's get into it. So excited, family, that you are here. So we're going to answer these questions that the viewers have had for all of us. And definitely, I believe that this is going to be resourceful. So question number one, how can self-compassion help us when we're being confused and feeling this way? One thing about this amazing question is so amazing for me. And I began to understand that we always need support. We definitely need to recognize when we're having these frustrating moments and be able to own it. And definitely for us to be able to elevate into something different. Definitely having understanding, definitely having amazing ways of understanding what's happening for yourself is a way that you can actually begin to change the scope of how you're feeling moving forward ahead. Thank you so much for that question. Question number two. What are some ways to practice self-compassion during confusion? Love this question. Some ways that you can definitely practice self-compassion is definitely being able to understand to practice an environment of kindness, being kind to yourself, definitely going on, place where you are being to add value to somebody, just being self-reliance and definitely saying nice things to someone. If you want to get a buggy for someone, get that buggy. I know you get the unction. And definitely if you want to be able to pay for someone's meal, make sure you do that. Those opportunities are really unctions for yourself in order for you to show compassion. When you begin to build that type of momentum, you begin to build a resilient way for you to be able to really block any type of confusion that is happening at that present moment, family. I really believe that. Question number three. Why is it important to acknowledge our struggles and imperfections in time of confusion? Great question. One thing, when you acknowledge the struggles that you have and begin to understand that, you cultivate self-acceptance, honestly. And you begin to understand how those experiences and emotions are able to be combated with your amazing space of clarity, amazing space of self-reliance. And you begin to really boost yourself, your energy when it comes to looking at yourself in a different light. I love that question. Question number four. How does self-compassion differ from self-criticism? Great question. Self-compassion differs from self-criticism, truly, honestly, when you begin to change your scope of way you're thinking. Harsh words hurt. But if you begin to think on things that are great and loving and that are things that are going to actually be well for you, you begin to change the scope of your mindset. You cannot change what others may say, but you can change the way you're perceiving them. If somebody says something mean, you can say something nice. If somebody says something that's not wanted, you begin to say things that are wanted. That's how you can definitely combat any issues, any things that are really not being well for you. Honestly, that question was great. Thank you so much for giving that to us. Number five. What are some personal experiences of practicing self-compassion during confusion? This is a great question. Personal experiences may vary. I know for me, personal experiences, when I began to acknowledge how I felt about people, I can't choose how they feel about me, but I can choose how I react to them. My reaction is meaningful, and I began to understand just how I can persevere out of it. Honestly, when I began to understand how I can react totally different, that's bringing myself in a place of clarity. It's bringing myself in a place of self-acceptance. And when it changes the scope of everything, honestly, everything really works out in that way for me. So honestly, I would say for you, if you begin to definitely combat that way, that's going to be a rewarding for yourself moving forward ahead. Thank you so much for that question. Let's go. What are some experiences that you can definitely practice when it comes to confusion? Definitely being able to understand self self doubt. Begin to understand how if you're having self doubt, you can begin to get clarity, and if you definitely understanding how you can embrace this confusion episodes, you can begin to receive more understanding and uncertainty. You can be able to acknowledge it. I love that question. So, next question. What are some strategies for nourishing self compassion during confusion? I love this question. Strategies that you can definitely begin to understand from self reflection is mindfulness, begin to understand meditation practices, journaling, and begin to understand how you can begin to have seek support from others. Honestly, positive support. I would say, different groups that are formed that really talks about great things for yourself and no harsh judgment. Those opportunities definitely help you definitely combat issues of confusion moving forward ahead when you definitely want compassion. I love that question. How does self-compassion help maintain a positive mindset during confusion times? Self-compassion reminds us that we is a temporary situation, and understand that it's temporary. Understand when you understand that effect that it's temporary, that you can actually begin to move forward into what you really are. When you move forward what you really are and who you really are, you begin to understand that this is just an episode. It's just like if something, like if somebody puts some mustard on you, have mustard on you, you can actually wipe that mustard off. It's something that you totally don't like, but at the same time, you can begin to focus on achieving something better for yourself. So begin to understand that it's only an episode. You can begin to foster reliance. You can begin to foster self-acceptance, and you begin to foster self-growth for yourself moving forward ahead. Love that question. Next question. What role does self-acceptance play in nourishing a self-compassion when you're feeling a situation of confusion? Self-acceptance is critical to nurture self-compassion in critical situations. So begin to cultivate a strategy of understanding that kindness is your goal, understanding that self-acceptance is your goal, and understanding how supportive is your goal. So always begin to nurture and be able to be competitive when it comes to those particular areas moving forward ahead. That is a really, really great question. I really appreciate it. So the next question, how does balance and self-compassion with the need of self-improvement and growth in the times of confusion? Self-balance and understanding this area is so important for us. So definitely having self-improvement and evolving to recognizing yourself. As you begin to recognize yourself and understand how great you are and how you can actually achieve great things, when you begin to talk to yourself and begin to understand how great you are and how compassionate you are, honestly, it builds a momentum, and you can begin to move forward in your great success for yourself, and it's going to be achieved for yourself moving forward ahead. I really appreciate that question. So the last question, this is a great, remarkable question. In the book, How to Get Unstuck, Confused to Focus, it explains how, when you're maintaining when you want to maintain a positive mindset and when confusion times, what do? Well, I would say you do this by beginning to focus on self-acceptance, self-encouragement. Begin to focus on the things that you definitely desire. Begin to have affirmations. Begin to say things to yourself that is great for yourself. Begin, like I said in a couple of questions before, begin able to have gratitude. Begin a platform where you begin to excel in everything that you're doing. Begin to talk about those things that are great. Honestly, you will begin to um, change your momentum, being to change the way you do things moving forward ahead in all areas. Honestly, it will change you. It will change the way you're doing things moving forward ahead. So one thing that I would say, that it's just like when you have a new workout. You're not used to this workout. You're not used to working out, but at the same time, it's kind of hard the first time. But as you continue to build and continue to do it each and every day and having a structured plan, honestly, it really grows on you and it begins to build for yourself moving forward ahead. Honestly, keep going with it. So I really appreciate all of these questions. Honestly, it's been rewarding for each and every one of us to listen to it and definitely listen to the answers. I appreciate each and every one of you. Definitely, family, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, The Confused and Focused Talks with Lekeisha, and definitely connect with us on LekeishaMosley.com for more resources and definitely more connections what we have moving forward ahead as well. We have so many different courses that we have, and we have so many different opportunities to connect. And also, my latest course, family, you definitely have to connect with me. It's called the Believe It Workbook. And definitely, it's an opportunity for us to begin to nurture and understand our full potential. Definitely, it's going to be full of strategies, exercises, and full of opportunities for us to grow together and answer those questions that we never get answered before, and definitely have a strategy and a plan and understanding ourselves. Definitely, it's going to encourage you to have your own story, begin to encourage you for you to begin to talk about those things that happened in your past and to change the scope today and how you can benefit from it. And somebody else can definitely receive resources moving forward ahead. So family, make sure you connect with me on my website, LekeishaMosleyShow.com, when it comes to this particular resource as well. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget, this particular latest creation is my latest merch, So Rockstar, because you are so rockstar. I really would love for you to have definitely have this particular shirt in your resource, because definitely I want you to begin to understand just how great you are. You are truly amazing. You are truly abundant. And a lot of times we need to see that each and every day. So this resource is going to remind you just how amazing you are. So with all that being said, family, I look forward to seeing you on next Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next episode. I have amazing guests as well, and I have connections with each and every one of you as we continue to move forward ahead in this journey in 2024. So blessings to each and every one of you, family. I really appreciate this time. So remember, in all you do, lead with confidence and understanding. Be blessed, family.